is the Arctic Sea. Far are your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Frozen in Frobisher Bay.
Hi, my name's Carl from Toronto. Today we're going to be talking about pre and post fader sends. Now this is a Canadian folk song that I recorded a few weeks ago, just multi-tracked. So we're going to see how we can send data from each of these tracks and see if we can do some fun things with it. Okay, so to add sends, we head over to this little menu here. We can see that we haven't got any output buses set up at the moment, so we can go to the output signal routing, see what we have. As you can see, we have stereo out under the outputs, and I also have another output bus set up called lower, which is where I was going to send my lower voices, but nothing in particular for all the voices. So what we're going to do is click off that, and I'm going to set up a separate channel for my effects. So I'm going to go to the project menu, add track, and add an FX channel. Okay, so got my FX channel. I want to figure out what kind of effects I want. I want to go for some reverb. So we're going to hit the Roomworks reverb and add the track like this, and now we can do some fun things with it. Okay, so we can set up the reverb using these controls here, but I'm just going to use a preset for this example, and I've already got Cathedral selected. Let's have it big and boomy and sounding like I'm singing in a huge church. Sounds like fun. Okay, so now to actually apply the reverb effects to the track, we have to turn the sends on. So we go to our voice, and we select our output, hit the Roomworks thing, which is now turned up, and now we can turn the send on like this. So now it's sending a certain amount from this channel to the reverb channel. We do the same thing for voice 2, select Roomworks for routing, turn it on, and for voice 3, select Roomworks and turn it on. Now let's see how that sounds.
Cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me.
Okay, that's lovely, very echoey, very choral. So the next thing we're going to do is explore what happens when you have a send post or pre-fader using the mix console. So we just open the mix console like this, and you can see we have several faders on the left. These are our 3 tracks, and on the right here is our FX track, the reverb fader.
Cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me.
So as you can see, we can control the level of the reverb by using that fader there. So now we're going to talk about pre and post fader sends. This is a post fader send, which I'll demonstrate now.
Long will this winter.
So as you can see, as I bring the levels of the tracks down, the level of the reverb goes down as well. That's because this is a post fader send, so the levels of the tracks, the signals coming from the tracks, go direct to the reverb after the fader. So you can see the difference with pre-fader sends, and we do that by right-clicking up here and clicking Move to Pre-Fader. Do that for all 3 tracks, and then we'll play it again and see what happens.
Cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me. Long will.
So you can see that we still have some reverb signal here, even though our tracks are completely faded down, because this time the signal is coming through pre-fader into the reverb channel. So it's not affected by the actual fader levels of the tracks it's coming from. So most sends are post-fader because usually you want to vary the level of your effect with the signal coming in, but that's not always the case. And a good example of where you want to use pre-fader sends is something like a monitor mix, where you want to make sure that your musician on stage can hear themselves regardless of the mix you're sending out to the rest of the room. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Deep were the crashing waves that tore our whalers' mast away. Dark are these sunless days, waiting for the ice to break.